Hello, fellow students. Congratulations and welcome to ECPI University. My name is Rob Owen, and today we would like to give you a look at the classroom portal. And since we want you to be successful, let's make sure that you're getting started on the right foot. So the first thing that we're going to have you do is go ahead and get logged in to your student portal. Now, while you get logged into your student portal, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. That way you guys can go ahead and follow along. Now, the first thing that you're going to see when you get into the student portal is going to be your dashboard. You want to go ahead and click on your classroom that you see in front of you. Now, once you click on your classroom, you're going to see the home page. Now, the great thing about the home page is you can never get lost. As long as you go ahead and click back on home, you'll always find where you need to be. There's a few things that I want you to notice about the home page. For example, you're going to notice the instructor's name. You're also going to notice the telephone number, her email address or his email address, ways to be able to get in contact. A lot of our students like to text, so we want to make sure that if you're texting your instructor, that you can get a hold of them. The other thing that you're going to notice is going to be the Zoom sessions. Now, what Zoom sessions are is that gives you a chance to interact with your instructor live. If you have a question, or if you have a concern, or you have ideas about a way that a project should go, that allows you to be able to get into that live session and be able to get that question answered right then and there. Now, before we freak out, just understand that if you cannot make it to a live session, it will be archived for you at some point later in the week. So the other thing that you're going to notice about this page is a couple things. You're going to notice that you have a calendar over here. You're also going to notice that you have your assignments and how they're weighted by group. So for example, discussion boards, 30%, assignments, 40%, so on and so forth. So the very first thing that we want to do inside of this portal before we get started is we want to go ahead over to the left and go ahead and click under account. So when we click under the account, we want to go ahead and click under profile. So under the profile, you're going to see a little silhouette here. Make sure that you add a picture because we like to see your smiling faces, and so do the instructors. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come down here to settings. Now, when you click on the settings, the very first thing that you're going to notice is over here to the right. It's going to say ways to contact. Now, of course, your student email address will automatically be there, but you want to go ahead and add an email address. We're not always connected to our student portal. So if you can go ahead and add in your personal email address and register that, that'll just give our instructors another way to be able to contact you. The other thing is you want to go ahead and click under text message. Since most of us receive text and send text, we want to make sure that we go ahead and add in a phone number there. Now, once you do that, you'll register, and then you'll be able to receive and get text messages. Also, you'll be able to get emails sent to your student email as well as your personal account. So with that being said, over on the left-hand side now, we want to go ahead and click under notifications. Now, the great thing about notifications is if you added your email address in the previous screen, you'll notice that you'll see your student email address. Then you also will notice that you see your personal email address. This is where you can actually change your settings in your personal email to be able to get the information that you need from your student portal. So it's just a nice addition if you guys feel like you need that. If you're not checking your student portal maybe as often as you need to, we want to make sure that you're getting those notifications. So now that we got that stuff out of the way, let's get to the classroom. I know everybody's excited about that. So over on the left-hand side, go ahead and click under courses. And when we click under courses, we're going to go ahead and click under the FOR 110. Guess what? Now we're back at the home page. So once again, you should see your instructor's contact info and everything that we just talked about a few minutes ago. So the first thing that I want you to see is if you scroll down a bit, you're going to see all the units that you're in. Just keep in mind that each unit that you go into is a week of class that you're actually in. So in this case, we're actually in Unit 1. So that's going to be for week 1. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to have you go ahead and click under modules. So the reason why we want to click under modules in this case versus week 1 on the home page is because there's a couple things that you want to see, especially when you're starting a new course. For example, the first thing that you want to see is your syllabus. Your syllabus is going to tell you everything that you need to know about the classroom, due dates, times, the whole 9 yards, and that's where you really want to begin. The second thing that you want to do is you want to do this pre-test. Now, when you click on this pre-test, it's going to come up and it's going to look like this. So just understand that the pre-test is not a graded assignment, but it is a measurement of where you're at today. And then after the class, we'll take another measurement to see how far you've grown. Okay. So once we do that, we want to come back to the modules again, and then we want to scroll down to where we see textbook. So the course textbook is going to come in 3 forms. So you're going to be able to click on the VitalSource, which is the ebook quick start guide, the VitalSource student guide, and then also the actual book. So the first one that we're going to click into is the VitalSource. So when you click on this, it's going to ask you to go ahead and load it, and it'll load up in a brand new window. That way we don't have to close the original window out. So when that comes up, it's going to look a lot like this. Now, this will be able to give you guys an idea of how to access the ebook, what's expected of you, is it available on tablets, smartphones, all that kind of stuff. So that's going to give you all the information that you need. The next thing that we're going to do is if we come back to the modules, we can be able to go ahead and click under the VitalSource student guide. And when we click on that, it's going to give us the same load window. Then what's going to happen is it's going to go ahead and look like this. So the VitalSource bookshelf student training is going to be able to guide you guys all the way through each piece of it. Now, with that being said, we want to make sure that you get your book actually uploaded. So the way that we're going to do that is if you click under FOR 110 Power of Learning, it's going to ask you to go ahead and load it in the next window. So when this loads up, this is going to go ahead and open it up in a brand new tab. Now, I actually have it open in 2 tabs, as you can probably see, but I'm going to go ahead and close out that one, and I'm going to open up the one that you would normally see. So a couple of things that you want to do. You want to register for the book first. Make sure that you use your student email address. And then once you get that open, this is what it's going to look like. Now, if I click into here, you're going to be able to not only see the beginning of the ebook, but you're also going to be able to see things like table of contents. You're going to also be able to highlight. You're going to be able to do all kind of stuff. And if you go back and read through the couple of resources that we've already clicked on, that'll give you an idea of what you should be looking at. So the next thing that we want to do is once your ebook is uploaded and it's ready to go, we want to come back here to the modules. Okay, so once we come back here to the modules, let's go ahead and scroll down a tad bit and look at here. It says Unit 1, Getting Started. So not only can we access it from the home page, but we can also access it from the module page as well. So as you're walking through this, there's a couple of things that you want to do. You want to go into Unit 1, Introduction and Objectives, Getting Started. Now, the whole purpose of this is because we want to set you up for success. So make sure that you read through this. Now, as you read through this, you want to go ahead and click Next. You'll see here, read pages 2 through 16 from the book that we've already opened. You want to go ahead and click Next. You'll also see the multimedia presentation. And then it gets into getting to know your ECPI resources. We obviously want you to be able to do good, and if you have questions, we want to make sure that we get those answered for you. So with that being said, you're going to see things like live chat. Now, what live chat here is, it's a faculty-based resource where you can actually type your question in, and you can actually get your question answered from a faculty member here at the university. So make sure that you use the chat icon, because that will definitely help you as you kind of go through your process. Now, the next thing that you want to do is if you click on Next, you're going to see something that says Load ECPI Student ID verification setup. So when you click on that, what that looks like is it's going to bring up this page. Now, because it brings up this page, we want to make sure that you are you, and we want to make sure that you are the person that's posting into your classes. So sometimes this might just pop up, out of the clear blue as you're working on assignments. Make sure that you verify that and get that set up, because that's how we're going to be able to help you. Now, next on the list, if we come back to the modules, we want to actually get into the actual coursework. So I'm going to go ahead and click here again, and then I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. And the first thing that you're going to see is Unit 1, Discussion 1. Now, Unit 1, Discussion 1 is going to be your introductions. The great thing about introductions is that this is your school now. This is your portal. Make it yours. Make it personal. Make it about you and what your goals are and what you want to try to accomplish. The next thing that you want to do, and you'll see this as well, is you're going to see Unit 1, Discussion 2, Let's Help Carlos. Now, the great thing about this assignment is that this is going to be your first graded assignment. So you want to make sure that you take some time and get that in. Perfect. So now, as you kind of get through your assignments for the week, obviously, if you guys have any questions, we're always here to be able to help. So the next thing that I want to show you is your calendar. So over on the left-hand side, if we click under calendar, we're going to see a couple things. We're going to see, due dates. We're going to see things that, are actually, being able to get due as things kind of progress through your classroom. But the cool thing about the calendar is that you can actually double click and you can put an event in here. You can also put to do in here, which is fantastic. This is just going to give you another reminder of what you guys should be doing in order to be successful in your class. Now, with that being said, if you click under the little question mark here, you're going to see a couple of different things. It's going to say, ask your instructor a question. Now, we've already talked about the chat option. You already will have your instructor's email address and phone number. But if you do have a direct question, this is always a way that you can actually get this answered. The other thing that we can do is we have what's called ECPI resources. Now, the resource page is super, super cool because not only does this give you university resources, but this also gives you online resources as well. Anything that will help you guys and guide you to be successful, that's what we want to do. So under the university tab, you're going to see something. You're going to see things like ID verification setup. You can, change your password. There's a ton of different things that you can do here. So make sure that you take advantage of the ECPI resources. So let's go ahead and click back here. And I'm going to go ahead and just click back on my courses here. So to wrap up, you guys should know how to access your classes. You should know how to contact your instructor. You should also know how your assignments are weighted. And once you get through the first week, I think that things start to become a little easier. But if you need help, please give us a call, shoot us an email. That's what we're here for. We want to make you successful. So there's two last things that I want to share with you before we go. The first thing is going to be assignments and due dates and attendance. You want to make sure that you pay a very close attention to due dates and assignments. And 4 is attendance. You want to make sure that you get 2 assignments in, graded assignments in per week. The last thing is you want to make sure that you download either the Canvas app or the ECPI app. Now, personally, for me, I prefer the ECPI app because it has the Canvas app wrapped up into it. So if you are on Apple, as you can see, go ahead and download it right there from the App Store. The other thing is that if you are with Google Play or Android, you can go ahead and download it right here and you can install it, and you'll notice that it automatically carries the Canvas app down here. So with that being said, I thank you for tuning into this presentation, and let us know. We want you to be successful.